Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Divergence Academy's very first Meet the Advisors webinar. Thank you for joining us tonight. This adventure to last about an hour long, give or take. My name is Angelica, if you haven't spoken to me yet. I am an admissions coordinator or a program advisor here at Divergence Academy. A little background about myself. I did 5 years in the U.S. Army as a 25 November. And if you don't know what that means, you know that's totally okay. Make it sound more complicated. Nodal network system maintainer and operator. In layman's terms, you know that's network engineer. I spent time overseas cross-training as a early warning operator. So basically just detecting, if there's any, surface to air missiles in the air. Thankfully, there weren't any. And, after I spent my time in the military, I came across Divergence Academy before getting out of the military. I did 10 weeks within their cybersecurity professional penetration tester program, where I actually did more work in networking and got introduced to cloud engineering, which is something that I am going to school for right now. So that's just a little bit about me. And before we dive into it, there are a few things that I'd like to go over with you guys. A few housekeeping rules, right? So as you can see, there is a chat that is going on. Hi, Rebecca, 25U, hi. There is a chat that is going on. We ask that you guys hold your questions until the end. If you cannot hold on to your questions, definitely just drop them in there, and we will go over those in the end. You may see polls populate during the presentation. Highly encourage you to take advantage of those and participate with us, as that will definitely enhance your experience with us tonight. To sum it all up, tonight is your chance to meet an advisor from each of our departments. They're going to go over, how each department, each person that you come across, whether you are starting with us or even before you start, throughout your time in the program and even afterwards, we're going to sum it all up and show you the ways that we support you guys, whether this is a new, transition. And if it's not, if you're ready to upskill, you can definitely feel free to make an appointment with us. There's going to be links coming up, and those links are actually going to be links for each of our advisors, so you can set up a time to chat with us after this webinar. Not like right after, but like another day, like tomorrow if you want. So again, hold those questions until the end. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper, as there's so much information that you guys are going to be able to absorb. And if you're not able to get your questions answered tonight, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and provide links for you guys as well to keep in touch with us on social media. So here's our panel tonight. You're going to meet 5 people from Divergence tonight. 2 of them I work with every day. I mean, I work with everybody every day, but 2 of them I work specifically within our admissions department. You're going to be meeting Mayank Ankaraju, Clinton Ismaili. From our Student Success Advisor team, you're going to meet Toading Grant. You are also going to meet Mike Allen from our Placement Services. And last but not least, our instructor, who I even had, the pleasure of learning from our Cybersecurity Professional Penetration Tester Program, Logan Hillard. So whether this is a new path for you in IT, right? One thing I want to know I'm going to ask you guys, right? And before you answer this question, really think about it. And the best way that we can help you, right, is be honest with yourself, okay? So if you are new to IT, go ahead and raise your hands or give me a thumbs up. And if this is a new path for you, actually, if this is a new path for you, go ahead and put a 1. And if this is not a new path for you, go ahead and put a 2 into the chat. Now, the reason why I'm asking you guys to be honest with yourself is because when you talk to us, when you reach out to the admissions department, what we want to do is make sure that we place you in the appropriate program, whether that be, learning the basic fundamentals of IT networking, getting introduced to artificial intelligence, collecting data and, making that data visually represented, moving you into the cloud environment, which is my favorite, or, leaning away from technical jobs into more, management roles. If you don't know where to begin, that's totally okay. We've done a little bit of the research on our end. So on this next slide, there are 4 job titles that I really want you to take note of. And I'm not really going to go through all of this information, but again, the reason why I'm asking you to take note of this information is because these are 4 job titles that are expected to increase exponentially within the next 2 years. And those job titles are Artificial Intelligence Specialist, Cybersecurity Specialist, Data Scientist, and Cloud Engineer. Again, I'm not going to go over all of this information, but if you want to go ahead and do your research, highly encourage it, because as technologists, that's something that you should be doing. And if you look at the bottom right corner, you can find out from the Business Insider website more about those job titles. Now, I've been where you are before. And if you are attending this webinar, you're probably curious about how we separate ourselves from other training providers. And because I've been there before, I'll be completely honest with you that there are so many training providers out there, but there's some things that I just want to go over with you. All right. But before I do that, here are our top 4 immersive programs. Each are 400 hours, highly involved with hands-on training, live instruction, whether you are sitting in one of our computer labs or at home. You get the privilege of working with an instructor in front of you. Our 4 programs are our Cybersecurity Professional Penetration Tester program, our Data Science Immersive program, our Security Operations Management Immersive program, and our Cloud Engineering Immersive program. Again, take note of these job titles. The greatest thing about this slide right here, it's easy for you guys to do the research on salaries, right? This data that's presented on this slide right now is actual data that's presented or represented from our actual students and alumni, right? Pretty cool. And you may be wondering, Angelica, why are these ranges, so broad? And this is something that I've always wondered too. But again, being honest with yourself, right? Think about the location, right? Cost of living is much different in San Diego, California versus Killeen, Texas. I know that firsthand, all right? So keep in mind, benefits that are also included with jobs, the different types of roles and responsibilities that are, with those jobs. So again, just be honest with yourself. Mike is going to be going over more about our career and placement services. All right. And again, Another difference that separates us from other schools, right, is the mission. And it's very easy, to talk about a mission. But the way that you should actually think about it are the values that the school has. Does the training provider that you're looking into have the same values as you? Because it's so easy to, try and go after certifications, right? It's easy to, look into job titles, right? That, are enticing because of salaries. But here we try and place you in the program that is fit for you by asking you the right questions. That way, when it does come time for you to enter the workforce, no matter what your background is, you have the confidence to go after these roles in cloud, cybersecurity, data science, security operations management. And if you haven't heard already, our instructors are actually people who do this as their day job or part-time job. So the experience that they're bringing into Divergence is very personal. You see statistics about, graduation rates, certifications, and especially if you're in the data science program, this is data that you want to keep in mind. And it's great to go after this data and ask these people, questions. But we don't necessarily measure success that way. It's very different here. The way that we measure success is making sure that our students are placed into jobs that actually align with what they're looking for. That's our number one metric. And if you're a veteran, you might have heard of Vet Tech. And if you haven't, that's all right. We're going to go over that again later on. But what Vet Tech is, it says that we're a preferred training provider. As a preferred training provider, that means that we have career-focused programs that help engage our students in getting into roles that are actually down their career paths. One of the last things I want to just go over with you when doing your research, right, is looking into these trusted resources. You can have a certificate of completion, right? But I promise you that certificate of completion is not going to amount to the weight that a certification of, Security Plus, right? And not all training providers are the same. So there's two things I want you to look out for, right, when looking into training providers. Making sure that they're actually providing certifications that align to the industry. And then two, making sure that they are an authorized training provider, because that does make a difference. Nice thing about Divergence too is we are a veteran-friendly community. We are backed by the Texas Veterans Commission. We've been recognized by the U.S. Department of Labor. We've been mentioned numerous times in many different articles and recently recognized by Newsweek's top coding schools of 2021. And if you're not familiar with that number 556, that's okay, because I'm going to tell you. Basically, that number 556 out of 5,000, and there's more than this, right? 5,000 companies that are out there nationwide, Divergence Academy has ranked number 556 as one of the fastest growing companies of 2021. So it's been about, 10 minutes, something like that. If you're still here, thank you so much for sticking around. Stick around with us to the end because we do have a raffle. You do have to be attended, or you do have to be present for this raffle. So just stick around, hold on tight. We're going to get into more information. So here's our recap for tonight. Keep your pen, pencil, and paper handy. All right, take notes. You may be wondering, okay, Angelica, I have an idea where I want to go, right? I have an idea of, a job title that I'm looking into. Great. And even if you have more than one, idea of where you want to go, that's all right. Fingers crossed, we can go ahead and narrow it down for you by actually learning more about our programs and speaking with Clinton. All right, Clinton. So he's going to go over our admissions process and dive a little bit deeper into our program. And I'm going to step off and I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you, Angelica, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Meet the Advisors event. My name is Clinton, and I am a program advisor here at Divergence Academy. I might have talked to some of you guys before, maybe not. If I have, it's a pleasure to have you with us today, and if I have not, I am looking forward to talking to you. Without further ado, let's get to it. In the upcoming slides, I will be briefly going over the four immersive programs that we offer here at Divergence Academy, starting by our cybersecurity professional penetration tester class. The target audience for this program is someone who is beginner to intermediate level, aspiring pen testers. Basically, if you are someone who is transitioning out of the military, if you're coming in brand new to the IT field and you are wanting to basically learn the basics of IT, then cybersecurity pen testing program is going to be the one you want to go after. Next, we got our data science immersive program. Again, the target audience for this program is someone who is intermediate, who's someone beginner to intermediate level. Again, someone who has some STEM background, someone who likes to learn about a little bit of coding, and someone who's good with numbers and statistics and data, basically. I get this question asked a lot. Do I have to know a lot of coding in order to be able to basically attend your data science immersive program? And the answer is no, you don't have to. The good thing is we do teach you the basics. You guys will start off by basically going over the Excel fundamentals, and later on you guys will get into learn about all these different tools such as Power BI and Power Automate. And then my favorite part is actual the module 3. That's where you guys are going to be doing learning about Python, uh, and then machine learning and data engineering. And then finally last week is going to be your capstone project or your applied learning project, basically. Next, we got our Security Operations Management Immersive Program. Again, the target audience for this is someone who is intermediate to advanced level manager, someone who has some management or leadership experience, basically 2 years to 3 years, and someone who's DoD oriented. We do prepare you for the CISSP exam, which has been huge in the government contract space. You guys will also be able to learn the guiding principles of the Popular Zero Trust security framework. And then we also teach you guys how to basically measure 5 levels of cybersecurity maturity model, and then steps to assess networks to make sure that they're in compliance with basically government, DoD, and corporate standards by basically doing security and cloud audits. Long story short, if you are someone who's trying to or is interested in basically landing those management position jobs in the IT field. Again, management position jobs in the IT field. If that's what you want and that's what you're looking for, then Security Operations Management Immersive is a great program for you to go after. And then finally, we got our Cloud Engineering Immersive program. Again, the audience, target audience for this program is someone who is beginner to intermediate level DevOps and IT professionals with development, security, and operation skills, and DevOps, or also DevOps professionals that are seeking to understand security. Again, if you are a huge fan of cloud and you love cloud, then Cloud Engineering Immersive is the program you want to go to. And I tell you what, Angelica loves cloud. So if there's any cloud fans in here, Angelica is the person you want to talk to about. Moving on. Now, the first thing, so we went over the programs. Now, the next question you guys are probably going to have is, now that I know the program, what kind of certs do you guys offer? And I won't go, and I'm not going to list every single one of them and go over every single one, but just a couple of things I want to mention is the cybersecurity professional penetration tester class. Those certs are going to be mainly focused on CompTIA certifications, where data science immersive and cloud engineering immersive, those are going to be more focused on Microsoft certs. And then finally, the security operations management immersive, those are going to be mainly focused on IC Square. And then another thing I want to mention is once you guys finish the program, you guys have up to 180 days to request your voucher so that you can use those vouchers to take your certification exams. Moving on, uh, you guys know the programs, you guys know the certs. So what kind of schedules, right? Perfect question. We have weekday options available. Actually, we have regular weekdays and weekday extended. Weekdays are going to be Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. And then those weekday extended options, that schedule is going to be basically Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then finally, We do offer weekend options as well. That schedule is going to be Saturday, Sunday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. That schedule is mainly for someone who's basically working during the week, or you're busy doing something, got responsibilities. Then weekend schedule is perfect for you, honestly. Moving on, the Divergence experience, right? Um, what is the admission process feels like, right? You guys know the program, the certs, the schedule. What does the admission process feel like? First, not just IT. If you are looking to transition into a new field, even if it's IT or any other field, the first thing you want to do is you want to do your research, right? You want to start your career in tech, research and ask questions. I mean, honestly, guys, curiosity is essential for any great technologist. The next thing you want to do is you want to apply ASAP. Schedule your appointment with admissions. We'll basically discuss your background, your career aspirations, schedule, funding options, and many more. And then after that, you're in. We will send you in basically an acceptance letter, and then you guys will basically sign and return your acceptance letter. And then after that, congratulations, you're in. Your funding is approved. You're ready to go. You're ready to get started. And then finally, start learning. We do send you guys a free course. Basically, think of it as like a pre-orientation class. We send you guys the free course so that you guys can play around with it and have an understanding of what the actual program is going to feel like before you start the actual program. And then finally, enjoy your orientation week. Our community manager will get you started with the learning platform, and then we'll walk through your Texas Workforce Commission paperwork and connect you with your new classmates. And my presentation is over, but a couple of things I want to mention, guys. There's a lot of information here, right? So again, I will be, if you guys have any questions, make sure to drop those questions in chat. Also, my meeting link will be included in here. So if you guys have any additional questions, make sure you click on my meeting link and book that meeting. And I will be more than happy to go over some more questions for you guys. But other than that, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. And back to you, Angelica.
All right. Thanks, Clinton, for providing all of that information. Hopefully we narrowed it down, or hopefully you have more questions, right? And that's totally okay. So now that we've covered all of that information, you're probably wondering, okay, what do we got? What is this going to take, right? So if you're a veteran, we are going to go over your VA benefits, the ones that are eligible to cover each program. And if you're not, that is totally okay. Please book a meeting with us so we can go over those different funding options with you. And once again, our enrollment advisor is going to be Mayank. He will be the one that you want to speak to regarding any and all benefits and tuition funding questions.
All right, and thank you, Angelica, and thank you, Clinton, for explaining the whole admissions process. And I'm very excited to be here. Yeah, so I am the enrollment advisor and VA certifying official here at Divergence Academy. So if you're going through the courses and you've looked through basically what Clinton was saying, you've identified the courses. Maybe you really want cyber, or you really want data, you really want cloud, or you really want management. No matter what you're deciding to choose, after a while you're going to end up, needing to pick an educational option or a funding option to work for you. And I'm the person to speak with to make sure we can get the whole process rolling for you. And moving to the next slide, there are 4 major funding methods that we use for the VA. There are other funding methods for civilians that I'll cover briefly in a second here, but the 4 main ones we use are VETTech, the GI Bill, VR&D, and VRAP. I'm going to cover those just a little bit here. So starting with VETTech, VETTech is our bread and butter here at Divergence Academy. And just like Angelica said at the beginning, VETTech is huge for us because we have skin in the game too. We are a school that basically, we're what's called a VETTech preferred provider. And what that means is we want to make sure that you're able to find a job in whichever field you're covering. So whether it's cloud, whether it's cyber, whether it's data, we want to make sure that you're able to do it. Now for the VETTech program right now, there are 2 major programs that we use. The first or for VETTech right now, there are 2 major programs that are currently available for funding. The first is CBT and the second is data science. So if you're looking at cyber or data engineering courses, VETTech is a tremendous funding option to use. And if you are looking for basically remote learning, there's never been a better chance than right now to basically take advantage of it. But yeah, VETTech is available for remote learning throughout the process and throughout your time with us. So it's a great opportunity. And if you have at least a little bit of GI Bill left, you will qualify for vet tech, and it is completely career focused. Moving right along, the one funding method that almost everybody is aware of in the veteran space, if you have family who served in the military, etc., the GI Bill is a huge funding option to use. It is available for remote learning until June, so that means it is a tremendously great opportunity to use the GI Bill right now. There's never been a better opportunity, because if you are out of the state, if you're out of the state of Texas, if you're looking for basically taking any of those immersive programs that Clinton covered, whether it's cyber, data, AI, cloud, etc. This has never been a more fantastic opportunity to use it. So the GI Bill is available, and again, if you're looking at using that as a funding option, more than happy to have that conversation. And moving on to VR&D, if you have a little bit of a disability rating, if you have like say 30% or higher, you are very likely to qualify for VR&D. It is a tremendous funding option to use, and it's a fantastic option because it can be used for any of our immersive programs. And as long as you can get approval from a counselor, you can actually get you can use VR&D for your remote learning as well. And finally, my favorite funding method is VRAP. VRAP is extraordinary because it is, first of all, it's a new program, just came out back in January 2021. And it's fantastic because what you're able to do is, if none of these funding options work for you, if VR&D, if you don't qualify, if the GI Bill doesn't work for you, if you don't qualify for vet tech, you still may qualify for VR&D. And even if you don't have any GI Bill, you still may qualify, and it is available for remote learning. And just like vet tech and VR&D, VRAP is completely career focused. So what that means is, just like, as I said, Angelica was saying at the beginning, we have skin in the game too, and we want to make sure that you're able to find proper, job placement, if you will, in those fields. So if you're looking at cyber, you're looking at data, you're looking at cloud, this is a tremendous opportunity to not just learn with us, but also to grow yourself and to be able to, find that next career. And pretty soon here, you'll hear from Mike Allen, who's our placement analyst, a placement advisor here at Divergence, and he'll be walking you through that process as well. But yeah, VRAP is a tremendous funding option, and again, can be used for any of our immersives. So if you're looking at upskilling and taking everything to the next level, then this is a tremendous opportunity. And if you are a civilian as well, we do also offer installment plans and student loans. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's also something that I'm more than happy to cover. And my meeting link will be available as well, and it'll pop up more than likely on the screen here. But with all that said, thank you so much for the opportunity to present, and back to you, Angelica.
All right, thank you, Mayank. I appreciate you going over the different types of funding methods for our veterans. Again, if you are not a veteran, please book a meeting with us so we can go over that information with you. I do want to just say that if you are a civilian, some of our funding options may actually be even better than financial aid. So, but to find out more, go ahead and book a meeting with Mayank at the bottom left corner. You can click that button. Next, we're going to have Tony Grant from our Student Success Advisor team. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite teams here at Divergence, and you will just find out why. All right. Hi, Tony.
Hello, Angelica. Thank you, Angelica, Mayank, and Clinton. Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Grant. I'm a disabled veteran, an alumnus of the CPPT course, and now a Student Success Advisor team member here at Divergence. What I do as an SSA, after verified and enrolled by admissions, SSAs call students to make initial contact and let them know their welcome email. What I like to do and how I start is by building rapport and introduce myself as the first line of defense, making sure the cohort is aware that I'm there to assist them with all concerns, i.e. login issues, answering any questions pertaining to vet tech, VRD, sorry about that, VRAP, things related to coursework, and the other issues that may arise. So to provide a smoother transition into the course, I create a cohort chat group for accessibility and delivery of pertinent information as a group and family. Furthermore, I like to verify that all students are prepared and ready for success by encouraging them to do their best. What I like to do is I coach, mentor, and provide one-on-one consultation if desired. So who am I? I am your guide if you should feel lost. I am the wind in your sails if you should struggle. And I am your biggest fan when you succeed. I am Tony Grant, your student success advisor. And with that being said, thank you all for coming, and we shall return to Angelica. Thank you, guys.
For that. And so if you are still wondering, what the classroom experience is like, our next presenter is going to be Logan Hillard. Like I said, he is one of my previous instructors from the course. He's going to give you, a quick synopsis of what to expect.
Thank you, Angelica.
You're welcome.
Hopefully I'm okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Logan Hillard. I am an instructor here at Divergence. And like Angelica mentioned, I am a instructor for the CPPT program. I am an alumni instructor, so it means that I've also been through the program, which is just another added benefit whenever we communicate with the students here at Divergence. We have all of your best interests at heart, and a lot of that comes from us actually being in your shoes. It's very easy for me to say, "Oh, I know the struggles that you're going through," but it's a lot different when I've actually been there, right? Taking your first exam, sitting through class, going through the IT lingo, right? Getting that language fluency, as we like to call it here at Divergence, very important stuff. And I completely understand, trust me, right? And a lot of our instructors are also in the same boat. So, our background overall for almost all the instructors here at Divergence is a professional background. So I'm not only a small business owner, but I've also worked with Fortune 500 companies, doing network troubleshooting. I've also been a junior pen tester, working with Fortune 500 corporations and government entities, performing small external and internal pen tests. And so our background is rich and diverse. We have a lot of people that are in similar positions as myself, and that adds a lot to the value. Our instructors are not just here to teach you guys. We're not just walking through slides, right? We have not only that professionalism from being in the field adds a lot of value to the instruction that we give, but we also change up the way that we actually teach you, right? This idea of utilizing small groups to really cultivate that learning experience is really important for us because of the value that it adds. Sorry, my dog's in the background there. Because of the value that it adds when you guys are learning, right? Instruction is actually a great way to learn, and in a small group, leaders normally take point, and they actually turn around and kind of become their own small group instructors, and that helps the entire team as well as the person who is helping lead. And then, of course, we are kind of cert training in a way because, CPPT specifically, we cover all the main certs, Net Plus, Security Plus, Pen Test Plus, and a few others. But we actually focus on job-oriented learning, actually preparing you guys for the real world and preparing you for jobs specifically. So with all those things in mind, the classroom experience here at Divergence is a little bit different. Remote learning is not necessarily easy. Remote teaching also not necessarily something that is straightforward. But we try to bring all the different things that we've learned over the years and all those trade values that we learned in the field to bear to help you guys learn as quickly and efficiently as possible. Right? And of course, again, as an alumni instructor, I completely understand where you guys have been, will be, are going through all of the above, and we're here to help, right? this this path for me has a lot to do with helping you guys out and making sure that you guys succeed. And whenever we get to see that, it's always the best, right? Student success is what we live and thrive on here. All right. And that is kind of the classroom experience here at Divergence. Hope to see you guys in the future. And back to you, Angelica. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you again, Logan. Also, if Logan didn't mention, he also has a Twitch channel. So if you want to go ahead and learn more about that, go ahead and let us know in the chat if you can find Hackers Corner. I believe it's every other Friday. Just to see what he's about. Definitely do that. Thanks, Logan. You're awesome. Next speaker up here that I'd like to invite is Mike. Right, more about how we help our learners and alumni actually get placed in these in-demand jobs.
Hey, Angelica, thanks for having me. First off, I kind of thought we were your favorite department, but I must agree, student Tony's awesome. I'd probably say the same thing. Before we get into placement services, I kind of just like to take a minute to talk about how the nature of finding a job has changed. I don't know how many of you have tried to look for a job in the last couple of years. If you want to throw a thumbs up, you all know how much it has changed. Job boards have changed. You have ZipRecruiter, Monster, Dice, company websites, Career Builder. You have remote jobs. You have in-person jobs. You have hybrid jobs. Finding a job can just be overwhelming at times. It's never one of our fun things that we have to do. In fact, looking for a job is a full-time job in itself. And here at Divergence, we understand those challenges, and we have really worked hard to help mitigate those for our students. Some of the things that we do is we do resume workshops, we do career fairs, we do mock interviewing. Basically, we have a whole team that our sole job is dedicated to your success. And as has been stated before, placement is our number one metric. It's what we get most excited about. And I got to tell you, it's one of my favorite things about the job. Hearing all the success stories from our students day in, day out, it really keeps pushing me more and more. And I just absolutely love what I do. And I'm excited you're here with us. So what are some of the ways that we go about this? Well, one of the biggest ways we handle this is we have over 400 partner companies. And what this means is like we talked about with how the job search has changed lately, these companies are getting thousands and thousands of resumes. Sure, it's easy to go to ZipRecruiter and apply yourself for 50 to 100 jobs. You can do that in a day, but so can everybody else. So companies, to combat this, they've had to come up with bots and to sort of search your resumes. And it's almost near impossible to get your resume in front of somebody's eyeballs. We have big partners like Google, Apple, Uber, Twitter. We work with small MSPs, small MSSPs. And what that gives us the ability to do is we have a relationship with these companies. These companies know the quality of the education we are giving our students. So when I'm talking with my students, or when we're talking, we have a whole team with this. When we're talking to people and you want to apply to a certain job, we know who we can send your resume to directly. So you're not just some resume lost in the crowd. You're not being eliminated by some bot because you didn't use the right terminology at the right point in time. We hold weekly lunch and learns with our companies. So these companies will come in every Friday, kind of teach you about the hiring process, talk to you about what jobs they have open. And we've had so much success after every lunch and learn that our students want to send their resumes on to us. We know the proper people to give them to, and it works out great. And so these relationships we continue to build each and every day. And the awesome part now is due to past student success, these companies knows the quality of education that we're providing, that most times they're actually calling us. They're making my job almost too easy that I get a little concerned. And so, the great things that we talk about and everybody's talked about here is we're with you every single step of the way. We have Clinton helping you decide what program is right for you. We have Mayank saying, hey, how is this going to get funded? How can I pay for this? We have Tony and all the student success advisors. They're with you every single step of the way. And then you have us in placement services. We are your advocates. You're not alone in this job search. We are there advocating for you each and every day. And a lot of times while you're still in class, 2 to 3 weeks out, we already have your resume. You've gone on mock interviews. You're ready to start the process. And we start sending your resume out well before you've even graduated. In fact, just this week, I had a success story where I had a new partner company meet me at the campus. So I was working with a couple of students and I said, hey, why don't we accidentally run into this employer? So we did. The employer came up there. We quote unquote accidentally ran into him. The employer hit it off really well with them. They scored an interview. And on their last day of class, they received an offer letter. And he called me later that afternoon after his, graduation celebration. He just called me. He goes, I can't believe it. He goes, the education has been great. They've been with me. They've been with me every step of the way. And on my last day of class, I get offered my dream job. Now that doesn't happen every single time, but know that each and every one of our students, we are advocating for daily, and you have somebody to help sort of narrow down your job focus, narrow down what you want to do. If you need remote jobs, we have partners all across the country. And, so many times it's easier for other people to sell you than it is to sell yourself. And that's what we do in the placements department each and every day. And that's what gets us up in the morning is just those success story after success story. And I couldn't love what I do more. And I'm so proud to be a part of it. And honestly, I am just proud to be a part of this organization because from the day one, they told me placements is our number one metric. And every single thing we do, from our education curriculum to our working with everybody every step of the way, through our, working with your resume, mock interviews, we are on a sole mission. We have blinders on. We are going to find you a great career. And I'm just could not be more thrilled to be a part of it. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer it. Other than that, I'm excited for each and every one of you, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much, Angela. Sorry, back to you.
It's my favorite part. Thank you, Mike. All right, guys. So you've heard from each of our departments. You've heard the experience, the journey from start to end, right? So now we're just going to open up the next 15 minutes for your guys' Q&A. But before I do that, we're just going to invite all of our speakers up here on the stage. That way we can address your questions. All right. All right, so Logan, we have a question for you in the chat if you would like to respond.
That was a real world picture of me. That's what I look like all the time. So that's why. Yeah, I was just living my life.
All right, and the next question that we do have is, what is the hardest part of an immersive program? I can take that one. So honestly, the hardest part of the immersive program, right, is making sure that you have the discipline to actually apply yourself to the learning. because it's not something that's going to come overnight, and it's not something, that is just going to, just like come to you in a dream. No, it's not. That's not how it works, right? Especially if this is a new path for you. And even if you're looking to upskill, again, being honest with yourself of where you are right now is definitely going to take you, towards your goal and, what you want to get out of it. So making sure that you are disciplined into the learning and applying yourself during the program and even after, that's probably the hardest one. But once you're able to do that, the help is there. You just have to ask for it. All right. Next question is, how long before class do we receive the prep course? Clinton?
I can answer that. Yeah, sure. So basically, honestly, there's no time limit. Usually, the way we do it is whenever you guys have that initial conversation with us, that's when afterwards we'll send you guys the prep work so that you guys can warm up and get ready for those for your actual class, basically. Now, usually I like to send it out, I guess, I would say 3 weeks to a month ahead of time so that you guys can take your time, finish working on it. And so that when you do attend that orientation and you do attend that first class, you feel warmed up and you feel ready, basically.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for that, Clinton. I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, Jefferson, let us know. All right. Okay. Next question, Peter. Oh, I lost it. Okay, Peter's question. Logan, if you want to take this one, with pen testing, would vulnerability management of any kind be introduced?
Yep. So in that space, we mostly focus on the pen testing aspect. Vulnerability management is just a portion of pen testing, and we normally go through the process of installing OpenVAS or Nessus and rolling that out against a live environment. So you kind of get to see what vulnerability assessment looks like, and then the management aspect of that is really just doing it over and over again throughout the course of a year or over the course of a few quarters with the company. And we discussed that as well. So yeah, 100%. That's just a small portion of the program.
Great. And again, Peter, if you'd like additional information regarding that, again, we can readdress that with you as well. Next question we have is, what are the keys to success to doing well in a course and finding a job right outside of graduation? Mike? Oh, you're muted. Oh, Mike.
Else can answer sort of the prep work for the courses. But as far as getting a placement right after job, it is crucial that you don't wait till the very end to start engaging with us. You're going to want your resumes ready. You're going to want to be prepared. You're going to want a LinkedIn profile, all of the things that we're going to help you with along the way. But, reach out to us. Reach out. We have a whole placement team. Reach out to myself. Reach out to Fallon. Give us 2 weeks, a week, 3 weeks even before, kind of let us know what you're looking for. We can talk to you about what our hot jobs are. And like I said before, we usually will start sending your resume and getting you prepped and start sending you out a couple of weeks before graduation. So hopefully it's a seamless prospect. I mean, it doesn't always happen that way because job hunting is a numbers game, but just know that we are never going to stop until we find you something great.
Angelica, I can answer the other portion of the question of the success portion. And what I would say, it all starts with your mindset and what it is that you're looking to do and how you're going to create the situation to have a successful outcome. So when you start with the thought and the process of what you're getting ready to go through, you want to allow yourself to change your mind to be successful. So as Mike mentioned and Angelica before, there's, you have to have the want, skills and ability, not the skills and ability, but the wantingness to create that success within your life. And that's what I focus on, especially as a student success advisor, is I like to get them going early, excuse me, in the course, so that their mindset is ready for them to succeed when they complete this. And then you have so many different things and people that you can talk to, and you have to ask the questions. You have to go to and utilize all the things that are available for you that Divergence provides for you. You know, you have Mike, you have Fallon, you have Angelica, and everybody that's on this panel will help you get to where you need to be. So the main goal, for the main thing that I like to encourage, is changing your mindset and allowing that mindset to get you to that level of success that you truly deserve and desire within yourself.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take this next question. As far as dates available for the courses that are mentioned, honestly, the best thing to do would be to reach out to us. We do have a tentative schedule for each of the programs for the rest of the year, but definitely reach out to us about these dates, because there is some information out there, not necessarily like on our sites, that does need to be updated. So yeah, reach out to us regarding those dates, and we can help better assist with your planning. Okay. All right. So the next question is from Brian, and we can tackle this together if you want, Clinton. Does the Security Operations Management course cover any PCI or DSS and or auditing exposure?
Was way more than we do, or I do. Um, Not sure exactly, but the auditing exposure part, uh, the last module of your class, you guys are doing CMMC, certified security maturity model. Basically, you guys will become assessors, meaning you guys will be able to go to these different companies and do cloud and security audits, right, to make sure that they're in compliance with DoD and basically becoming and making sure that they're in compliance for everything. Now, as far as PCI and DSS, I'm not much familiar with that. Do you have any background in that, Angelica, or?
So in general, when it comes to the cybersecurity operations management course, it's not necessarily just focused on things that are particular. It's training that's provided to help you understand in general, like everything and encompassing that. So when it does come to being exposed to different types of auditing, that I would more likely just recommend looking into the program itself, especially when it does come to CMMC. If there's something like in particular that does have to do with PCI or DSS, let us know, and then we can discuss that with you too, Brian. Okay. Next question is from Vincent. I have CompTIA Security Plus already. Do I have to still attend during that part of the training week?
I can take that.
Okay.
Definitely. The whole point of most of the courses, modules, especially in CPPT, is learning real world stuff. Security Plus and Net Plus are mostly related to the cert because those certs are so important. But you will gain additional knowledge from your instructor due to their perspective and their experience in the field. So yeah, 100%. Every class is required.
Caveat off of that too, the nice thing about our, it's really beneficial to make sure that you are in you are, you know, participating within that portion of the class. Even if you already do have your Security Plus certification, you know, like Clinton may have mentioned earlier, you know, you can utilize a different voucher to go towards a different cert. But more importantly, the things that you're going to be learning, the labs that you're going to actually be doing, are going to give you that training as well. All right. Okay. Peter's question is there any programming language that pen testers would be trained on? Because I'm assuming pen testing uses some kind of languages that are programming languages that pen testers would be trained on, because I'm assuming pen testing uses some kind of language or format. Okay.
So in CPPT, we do cover Bash and Python, but not necessarily to the degree that you would see in something like a, I don't know, developer boot camp scenario. We mostly focus on really basic for loops and being able to automate very basic tasks, which can be really useful as a pen tester, as well as in other jobs. But yeah, we don't necessarily go into the type of detail that you would see in a developer course, but we do touch on that, how to read it and things like that. Especially for Pen Test Plus, it's kind of required to understand at least how to parse Python and Bash, and so we do cover that in the course for sure.
Again, one thing just to note too, because we do get asked this a lot during phone calls, you know, asked about scripting languages. It's not, or, you know, programming language, but if you are interested, you know, in the command line, Linux is used heavily throughout the CPPT program. So again, it's not necessarily a programming language, but if, you know, that is something that you're also wondering about, that's a tool that's used very often. Okay. All right. And Jefferson, okay, I see you are still waiting for that course. We'll go ahead and get you squared away after this. All right. Looks like Mayank's already working on it for you. Let us know if you haven't received it yet. Okay. All right. Laurel's question, Clinton. And we'll do, I believe this is the last question for tonight, before we go ahead and announce the winners, okay? So Clinton, could you please touch on certifications for CPPT compared to the DSI again? And this question's from Laurel.
Sure. Well, I think just to give you guys an idea, and then you can also, by the way, book a meeting with me or reach out to me directly for more info. But cybersecurity pen testing class focuses more on CompTIA certs, and those are going to be Server Plus, Linux Plus, Cloud Plus, Net Plus, Security Plus, and then finally Pentest Plus, right? Versus DSI or Data Science Immersive focuses more on Microsoft certs, and those are, I believe, to be Microsoft Data Fundamentals, Microsoft, I believe, Power BI, Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. I think there's one more in there. I can send it to you as well. Again, if you are trying to figure out if cybersecurity pen testing is a program for you or data science immersive is a program for you, the easiest way for you to basically figure that one out, just like I said, if you're coming in brand new and you have no prior IT experience, I will probably recommend you to go after cybersecurity pen testing so you can build the basics and learn the basics of IT. Now, if you are someone who has some background and who likes Microsoft certs a little bit better compared to CompTIA, and likes to learn a little bit, likes to learn some coding such as SQL and Python, and you like basically dealing with data all the time, then Data Science Immersive is going to be a route for you to go. Again, cybersecurity pen testing, those are going to be CompTIA certs, and Data Science Immersive, those are going to be Microsoft certifications. I hope that helped. I hope that answered your question, by the way.
If you do have, more questions regarding, I do remember speaking to you. So if you do have more questions on, confirming, which program would be the better one for you, let us know, or, again, you can email me or book a time with us, and we'll go over that with you. Okay. All right. So that just about does it for our Q&A for the evening. I want to thank you guys for joining us. But before you go, we do have a couple more things just want to go over with you really quick. So again, if you're ready to, go over these questions, start with us. Go ahead and book the meeting. Click that link at the bottom or the button at the bottom of the screen on the left side to book a meeting with us. Again, we'll also be providing our links as well at the end of the presentation so you can book with us one-on-one. Okay. And if you just want to keep up to date with us on social media platforms, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go ahead and follow us. All right. Last but not least, is our giveaway for tonight is going to be a personalized banner. It doesn't have to be one of these that is on here, but I just want to congratulate Laurel. You are the winner for this giveaway. Basically, with this banner, you can actually, we're going to personalize it, we're going to customize it, and we're going to help you with your LinkedIn profile to get this put up for you. That way you are getting noticed by employers, and help you engage with people out there on social media. Okay. So congratulations. We will be connecting with you shortly after this meeting to go over, how we can provide this for you. Okay. So again, everybody, thank you again for joining us tonight. This is our panel. My name is Angelica. Thank you, Mike, Clinton, Tony, Mayank, and Logan, and everybody for participating tonight. I'm more than happy to go over these questions and information again. If you'd like, just reach out. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you so much.